thank the member for Dawson for his assistance.
No, my
Dawson
pleasure.
has the call.
My pleasure, and it's an opportunity for me to speak on a subject that I'm extremely passionate about, and that's the promotion of the arts, Madam Chairman. It takes me back to my childhood days, in particular some of the first television shows that I recall on Australian television. And I remember a small-town community production, and the television show was called Bellbird. It was about a small-town community, and nothing much happened in Bellbird, and it was a show about nothing, but it captured the minds and the souls of everyone here in... Can I stick? Do I keep going? Or?
You keep going.
Yeah, right.
The member for Wannon has missed his call and will not get an opportunity. The member for Dawson has the call.
Right.
It's a lesson for us all. So the member for Dawson.
So as I recall back in my youth watching the Australian production of Bellbird, I recall fondly that we used to use them as role models, and my mind eludes me now as to some of the characters there, but I remember that in black and white before colour came out, watching the show with all anticipation. And then later on, as we shift forward probably 10 to 15 years, and I don't know what category this show would fall into, but it was also another Australian production and one of the leaders of its time in either variety or quiz show. But I take your minds to Blankety Blanks, a panel show of Australian celebrities, hosted by a number of artists.
Blankety Blanks.
Yes, Graham Kennedy, Ugly Dave Gray was, it takes my mind to a spot where Ugly Dave Gray would often hold a large Cuban cigar in his mouth while at production, a far cry from the screens of television, yes, that we watch today. But, ladies and gentlemen, I share with you also with reference to my own family and person. I have a 14-year-old daughter, and sometimes I become disillusioned with Australian television, or in particular international television, where sometimes it's difficult after 7:30 of an evening to actually find a show where someone's not getting shot, someone's not getting murdered. An opportunity where sometimes you can't find a television show where someone's not being cut up on an operating table, if that's not your thing. Whilst we do have some good Australian dramas with reference to operating, that RPA is an Australian one. I think that one goes all right. Young Doctors is another good one from many years ago, and Matron Sloan. Who played the job extremely well. With reference to the promotion of the arts here in Australia, not only do we have television, but we have some of the classics with reference to screen and theatre. I mean, who in this generation does not remember or has not seen the production of Mad Max? It is a film that launched the career of Mel Gibson.
What a fine actor.
A fine actor indeed, sir. He's launched his career onto the international stage, of which he has done Australia extremely proud in some of his productions. Some of his personal attributes off screen haven't been too much, but when he's doing good things, he's Australian, and when he's playing up, he's American. Absolutely. Again, I want to support, with reference to the arts, some of the more subdued films that are the old classics of Australia, and that's the old Picnic at Hanging Rock. It was one of the first productions that actually really that gave us the capacity to see inland Australia and regional Australia. Sunburnt Gallipoli. Isn't what Gallipoli was one of the all-time greats, along with Breaker Morant, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. I've got time to tell you a quick story about Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. As long as the yards go, with reference to the wonderful crews and everything that are parted with forming this industry. In 2000, there was a Year of the Outback muster from Birdsville down to Maree. The catering team that worked on that drovers camp worked out of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert's bus. So it's actually a catering bus now, and it actually worked on the McLeod's Daughters set in South Australia, and that Priscilla, Queen of the Desert bus is actually a catering bus that now works in the Australian film industry promoting the arts. Madam Chairman, thank you very much for your indulgence.
I thank the member for Wright for his entertainment this evening.